Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Jeanne Hardy. She is the founder and CEO of Creative Business, Inc., a business services and financial advisory firm custom tailored to support the needs of entrepreneurs and business owners like us in creative industries. She also recently founded Levy, which I may be mispronouncing, a first of its kind digital workplace designed to keep remote CFO teams and clients on the same page. Jeanne, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's great to be here, Seth.
Let's go back in time a little bit. How did Creative Business Inc. get started?
Creative Business Inc. got started. I was in 2005. I was running a bookkeeping service where my team was out in the field. And in 2005, there was the online banking was happening. So instead of running around town, I made the leap to bring everybody back in house and offer a remote bookkeeping and financial service for our clients. It was a little risky, but it paid off.
Well, the fact that you're still here certainly speaks volumes to it paying off. So how was the offer initially received in the marketplace? Because you're doing things a little different.
Some people were really ready for it. Online banking, not to go back too far in time, but that was, it was a little scary for people. So we really had to demonstrate that our service was going to continue at super high level and that everything was safe and that communication was actually enhanced by working remotely, because we, instead of being available for the 3 or 4 hours that the team was in their office, we were now available for questions, full time, 9 to 5 every day of the week. And that really sold most of them on sticking with us.
That makes sense. Talk a little bit about what differentiates you from other firms in the industry, because you've got kind of a different sweet spot.
We do. We focus on creative entrepreneurs. My background is in fine art, interestingly enough. So I think because I never lost my artist mindset, I really identify with entrepreneurs, with founders, because artists and founders have a very similar courage. They build from nothing. They can build something out of air. And, artists face the blank page or the empty space, and entrepreneurs, they have an idea and they build it. And it's an intrinsically iterative process. So you need a lot of grit, you need a lot of blind faith to get it over the fence. And I find that super fulfilling and exciting to be a part of that process. Being an artist, I feel I really can identify with that sort of early iteration, and then we work with companies that are a little further along, and you find yourself back in that same place, at 5 million, at 10 million, where the fundamentals, your assumptions that you've been operating on, stop working. And so you have to build again. And I can't think of anything more fun than working on those problems with founders.
Well, let's dive a little deeper on that, because you're absolutely right. The systems we create for our businesses to run it at 500,000 don't work at 1 million, don't work at 5 million. Talk about that constant artistic, iterative, and innovation process.
Well, I think it becomes really obvious. We get a lot of clients at that first hurdle, that like 2 to 5 million. They don't know why they're stuck. They feel like things are either moving way too fast, or they're in a holding pattern, right? They're like, we can't get to the next level. And there's a lot of things that need to change. So we would come in and we do an assessment and sort of look at the whole business. I mean, that what creative business does is we take a very holistic approach to the services that we offer. We look at the whole business, the team, the marketing, the pricing, who's the leadership, who are the emerging leaders, and we think a lot about what can this company be in 5 years, in 10 years? Like, where do they want to be a $10 million company in 3 years from now? What are they going to need to look like? And then we help develop those outcomes with the founders. And sometimes that means changing the team around. Sometimes that means developing a new product line. We had a client that had a super successful business. They were mostly wholesale, and they didn't understand why their e-commerce their direct-to-consumer business wasn't moving quickly. And they were doing all the standard marketing, but they actually didn't have the right product for direct-to-consumer. It was a difficult product to push as a e-commerce channel. So they weren't doing anything wrong. It was just wrong product, wrong sales channel, and figuring that out made all the difference in the world. So again, you have to really take a very creative approach to unpacking each part of a business and seeing how they're interacting, and then throwing it up against what outcomes they're trying to get to. And sometimes it's like, listen, this whole revenue line needs to disappear. That's the only way you're actually going to get to 10 million. So again, it's a very collaborative process, and I think it really brings. What I've seen is that it sort of increases the leadership ability of the founders and their management team, because they're all part of developing this new way forward, and they're all like, wait, you know what I think it is? They all come with ideas because they see the business from a different perspective. So it's very creative and very collaborative.
When you start off as like an advisory firm on the financial side, how do you develop the skill sets and the team to support other companies that you're supporting them way beyond the numbers, right? If you're looking at marketing and products and channels, how do you build the infrastructure to be able to be really, really good at all of those different things?
That's such a great question, because that's actually, over the last 3 to 5 years, that's exactly what we've been building, is a company that can respond at a very high level to these complex needs. And you can imagine, what businesses are facing right now, it's unprecedented, like from, disruption with COVID, there's climate disruption, there's banking disruption. It's really, I've been doing this for a very long time, been through several recessions, but this is truly a remarkable time. And I think it's also exciting because there's a lot of opportunity, a lot of blue sky area for new ideas to emerge. But back to your question. So what we do is we really reach into our networks, and we have a bench of experts. And these are people that I've worked with over the years. Some people are on our team full time. But some of these advisors, they're experts in their fields, and we're bringing them in, and frankly, these advisors love working with our clients, because for them to be able to make such a huge impact on a company at a very important point in their trajectory it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun for them, and it's very energizing. They're used to working with much bigger, longer term problems. Here, they can make a lot of impact in a very short period of time. So,
you're touching a number of different verticals. How do you? I mean, you mentioned some of the things that companies are facing right now. The biggest constant being constant rapid change. How do you stay on top of all of that?
I read a lot, and I just talk to a ton of people. I love learning about all of this, and I find it super fascinating. So I tend to follow a lot of these issues, and we have this, I write this newsletter that's been going on since we started the company. It's called The Sum of It. And I have always tried for my clients to take these big business ideas that you read about and right size them for a company with 20 employees or 30 employees or 10 employees. How can they participate in having mentorship programs or upskilling their team, or understanding logistic problems and maneuvering in a really changed environment. I think that to me is just, those are interesting problems, and business owners want to do the right thing. They want to offer these things to their employees. I mean, I've never met a business owner that does not have these ideas in front of them already and is just trying to implement them.
You have pivoted your own company through the years. Who is an ideal client for you now?
So we love companies that are hitting one of those inflection points. Between 2 and 5 million, we love to see a company come to us. That's usually when they start to feel a certain amount of pain. It's a good pain. It's a good pain to have. But that for us, if we can get them a little early, we quickly build a foundation for scaling that company. And, again, it could be top down. It could be, let's look at the team and change some leadership here. It could be a product, but at that stage, a lot can be done to really get them moving very quickly.
You talked about company size. Are there industries that you work better in or have more experience in?
We have we have a very big professional services division. We also have a large maker, e-commerce, retail division, and we kind of put that all together because a lot of our e-commerce companies have very specific business models. They're making their own product and they're selling third-party product. They have distribution issues, so we sort of pull all of the makers and sellers together. So those are the two main buckets.
You're doing all of these things. You've achieved so much success for your clients. What's your biggest challenge now?
My biggest challenge is, this year I'm launching our new SaaS platform. It's called Levy. You did pronounce it correctly. It means level up. And I built this platform specifically for professional services businesses to address things like turnover, like distributed teams, common friction points that employees are having. So this platform actually brings distributed teams together. It puts the work where the work needs to be. It captures all of the institutional knowledge. And loss of institutional knowledge is one of the biggest challenges, I think, that are facing businesses today with the kind of continued turnover. This year, turnover is still going to remain about 20 to 25%. That's, 1 in 4 people in your organization. So institutional knowledge walks out the door every day. And, meeting with a lot of the clients that we have, there's a certain fragility that's created when the owners are like, the person who used to do this is no longer here, and I'm not actually sure how they did it. That is a real, that's happening everywhere, and no matter what the size of the business is. So Levy was built to capture knowledge and, share that knowledge and to keep everybody on the same page.
Your passion is obvious. What do you like best about what you're doing?
I love the people, and I love the way business changes all the time. I have to say, I never expected to work and I always expected to be an artist or to do something creative. I never realized that I never would have thought that I would have been working with, 500 plus businesses now and finding it to be incredibly creative and energizing. I just love it. I love being around people with great ideas. I love seeing how businesses have to evolve over time and their leaders have to evolve with them. It's kind of an honor actually to be a part of it all.
That's beautiful. For our folks watching or listening who want to learn more, where is the best place for them to go to learn more about you?
They can go to our website, creativebusinessinc.com. They can also sign up for our newsletter there. I'm also on LinkedIn under Jeanne Hardy and Creative Business Inc.
Awesome. Well, this has been Seth Greene with Jeanne Hardy. Jeanne, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Seth. It's great to be here.
Thanks, everybody, for watching or listening. We will talk to you or see you next time.
Do you need money to fund your idea, product, or service? Are you ready to take your business to the next level, but need capital to get it done? Kevin Harrington has heard more than 50,000 pitches and knows how to help you make the perfect pitch to get the funding for your entrepreneurial dream. He's distilled the process down in his perfect pitch cheat sheet, and it's yours for free. Just text PITCH to him right now at 727-888-2100. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 right now and claim your free perfect pitch cheat sheet. Text PITCH to 727-888-2100 to start funding your dream today.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.